Hi everyone, welcome back. In the last session, we discussed about what is a Spring Framework, why Spring Framework is popular compared to EJB technology, and what type of applications we can develop in the real time. Those topic we discussed in the last session here. In today's session, I will be giving a high overview about what is IOC container and dependency injection. Most of the students already know about this concept, but I should be recap what is IOC and dependency injection, and then we'll jump into directly into our Spring Boot concept as well, guys. Okay, so what is IOC container here? Okay, IOC container means inversion of control. Okay, it is a design principle. It is a design principle where responsibility of creating and managing objects is shifted from developer to framework. Means previously if you have a core Java, when you are learning in the main method to create a object of employee, programmer is need to create employee equal to new employee, address add equal to new address. Programmer is responsible to create manually here. But when you are learning the Spring framework, this complete control taken care by your framework only. That is about your IOC container here. In traditional programming, you are creating the object in a older version. Now in the newer version, when you are learning the frameworks, when you are developing a project, means it include n number of classes. Creating each and every class object by programmer is a difficult task. Okay, to avoid that, the framework will create and inject for you here. Wherever you have a dependency, it will inject automatically for you here. That is the job of IOC container here. To implement IOC container, we need a dependency injection concept. Soon I will be discuss why it is useful. Means it will promote loose coupling and improving testability as well. Loose coupling means we no need to depend on another class here. By using an interface, we can implement our classes. The for interface, class will be injected automatically here. So the main responsibility is your IOC container here. Okay, now in real world analogy, if you talk about where is that, normally simple example to understand, I'm explaining, guys. You want to visit some place. When you want to visit some place outside, you need to search if any cab is available. Just you are calling and you can book and you can pay and you are doing. That is about traditional control. But now we have a Uber. From the Uber, if you provide a destination location, cab will automatically allocate for you here. That is your IOC here, guys. That comparison just I given for your understanding what is IOC traditional style and the new style here. In Java, IOC is implemented using the Spring IOC container here. This IOC container managing your objects and their dependencies also here. That is the meaning of IOC container here. Inversion of control here. Traditional style you are creating, new style container will create the object. Container is creating the object means you need to follow some instructions as well. I will go for XML based approach also. I will explain a small example. I don't want to go much examples on XML. Nowadays, no one is using through XML concept, right? But as you're all, everyone has like a freshers, I mean to say completely freshers for this Spring, right? Who are completely new. So I want to demonstrate you through XML as well as annotation based approach also here. Then how the example we can convert into Spring Boot also I will explain you to you guys. This is about IOC container here. Now, the second called dependency injection here. What does it mean? It is one of the design pattern. It is used to implement your IOC container here. What does it mean? Instead of creating dependencies inside a class, we are injected from outside by the container here. Like if you take one interface like a payment processor, we have a credit card payment, you have a UPI payment, we have a QR code payment, we have a net banking, number of implementations we have. When you start hard coding like a credit card payment inside your class, others no one can use another payment here. It's very tightly coupled. To make loosely coupled, and this is dependency inversion principle by saying that we should not hard code your object creation inside your class. We should be inject from outside by the container here. And even unit testing will be easy also when you are performing this activity here as part of solid principles. Now the D represents, see, if you are a experienced people, definitely you will see, you will face an interview question, can you please explain the solid principles. Definitely you will get a question for experienced people. How many of you are aware, guys, solid principles? Can I know? How many of you aware solid principles? How many of you don't know solid principles, guys? That's the best question. Are you here? Anyone is here about this concept, guys? Solid principles. I'm asking you guys only. Yes, yes. Okay, couple of people know. Okay. No, okay. Guys, especially I'm saying if you are a fresher, that's okay. If you are experienced people, please go ahead and watch these videos, guys. We done detailed explanation each variable here, not variable in the sense each letter means yes, what is yes, O, L, I, D, very, very important. So whenever you get a time now, please go ahead about the solid principles here. See, mastering solid principles in Java, real time examples here. Dependency inversion, interface segregation, Lisco substitution principle, open closed principle, single responsibility principle. This is the very, very important when you are attending an interviews, guys. Okay, when you get a time, please go ahead and watch the videos solid. Okay, out of that, D represents dependency inversion principle that we are doing now here, guys, in the real time. Now these dependency injections, we have three types. One for the constructor injection, setter injection, and field injection. We have the three types of injections we have here. Okay, now when to use what? When constructor injection means when you have a mandatory dependencies are required, even though your application should not run without this dependency, then you can go for constructor injection. Constructor injection. Setter injection, without your dependency not required, even though your application should be up and running, we can call as a optional dependencies. Field injection, very quick setup and less testable. Now in the real time, mostly we will use about the field injection here. It's very dead easy to implement dependency injection in our classes here, but I will demonstrate you three approaches also. At least for interview level you will get some idea. Whoever don't know also, you will get some idea on this one here. Okay, now to start with our development process, first I need to open our workspace here. Where is our workspace? C drive. Now we install, right? This is a installation 4.30.release. Open, and here we have an option called spring tool suite here. This is the one. Now double click here. Is everyone install STS in your local system? For new people, new people, is everyone install, guys? Or you can talk to me, guys. I enable the audio now. Yes.
Yes.
Others who are not yet done. Okay, everyone is done. Then it's good. Yeah, right now Maven setup is not mandatory as of now. Later on time, Maven setup is required. That's okay as of now, guys. You have IntelliJ. Nilesh, please go ahead with the STS setup as well, Nilesh, as of now. Okay. If you go IntelliJ, na, project creation not applicable in IntelliJ. Manually we need to import the project in IntelliJ, Nilesh, for your question. Okay. Okay, for the first time it is taking time, even time for me. So let it load and we'll start the basic examples. So slowly with the Spring framework, how we can set up. By using Spring Boot environment setup, we can develop the Spring applications as well, guys. Even we can write XML files also here. How to configure also we can explain. Okay, now, yes, already we created an F drive, uh, not a core Java workspace. Let me choose 41 workspace here. This is the workspace we are doing here for your 41 batch. For yes, as per the initial setup, let people use like this, guys. Later we can make a shortcut, so no worries on that one. Okay, now this is the dashboard STS when you open. First, you need to create a project here. See here, create a create a new Spring Starter project here. Okay, or there is a file new. There is an option called Spring Starter project here. But in IntelliJ, you will not get this pop-up if you are using Community Edition. So now that's why I recommend to go for at starting level STS here. Now choose this option, Spring Starter project here. Whenever you are creating a project, anything, it will ask you the project name, which version we are using, group ID and artifact ID. Okay, now here let me choose any name here. Maybe let me make 00 hyphen spring hyphen framework. Okay, just a initial example just I'm making. I want a Maven build management tool. I want to use Java version 17, 21, 24. I am choosing Java 17. Here group ID, in this group, whenever you are generating a jar file, whenever outcome of this application, you need a group ID. Now that is will be, I am using com.java express here. Artifact ID usually will be there for your name of the project here. Okay, package where you want to create your classes and everything, I want to follow the same pattern, whatever group ID is following. These are the description you can change, version you want to change, whatever you want you can change. To create a project, group ID, artifact ID, package name at the time of project creation. Now I am choosing Maven Gradle. Out of that we are choosing Maven as a build management tool. Now Java version Java 17 I am using here. Now choose the next option here. Here right now ignore about the version. At the time of creation, choose 3.3.12 is the version, guys. Later I will explain you about what is Spring Boot and everything here. Right now the main goal is IOC container and dependency injection here. This is the project creation is easy in Spring Boot environment to develop our Spring applications also here. If you go for come back to older, lot of time we need to spend here. So to avoid that, we are using environment setup for this one here. Now right now I am not choosing 3.5 and not 3.4. Always in latest version some issues will be there. Okay, when I will get a time I will migrate into the latest version as well. Now as of now this is sufficient. Choose the next option, and here you have the version also you can mention here. Right now I am using this is the version. Choose the finish. Basically that is a Spring Boot version. As of now not yet started what is Spring Boot. Just remember what is the version I am using as of now here. Okay, now for the first time, it will take some time to load your project, downloading dependencies in your local system for the first time, guys. So at least 5 minutes it will take for you. In my local, lot of times I created the project, so immediately my job will be done in fraction of seconds. See, it is completely your project is loading. Let it load the complete project, guys, until it start. Okay, now usually this is about how to create a project. Okay, now like a few people are using IntelliJ, right? For you guys, I will give an option to you. See here, start.spring.io. This is the official website, Spring Initializer here. For you guys who are using IntelliJ, this is the way you need to follow. Now see here, project is a Maven, language is a Java, 3.3.12 I am using. Here group ID here. Maybe I can take com.java express here. Now this is the artifact is nothing but your project name. Maybe choose hyphen spring framework hyphen IntelliJ. For you guys to understand, just I'm making as a hyphen IntelliJ who want to create from here. Even you can create our Spring Boot projects also, no worries here. And even group ID, package names, I want to follow the same jar and 17. No need to add any dependencies, click on generate. Now a project will be downloaded into your local system in this way here guys. A zip file will be downloaded for IntelliJ people who are using IntelliJ for them. Okay, Maven. Okay, it's a build management tool to build our Java projects. So later you will understand about how the Maven will be useful for us, Nilesh. Okay, now if you see here, this is the our project is downloaded as a zip file. Now what I am doing, right click, right click on the project, and there is an option called extract here. Choose the extract here. See, your project is downloaded. Now what you can do, copy this one guys. Copy or cut anything. Go to your F drive. Let me go to our fast track. And where is our workspace? 41 workspace. And keep it to here. Yes, it's done. Now, this is a Maven project, not a Java project at all. If it is a Maven, you will see here pom.xml file. You can able to see all dependencies are available here. Now, if it is a Maven project, if you want to import in your local system, not only for IntelliJ guys, later on time when I provide source code to you, you need to import in your local system, right? For you guys it will be helpful to you. How it is means, go to the file, there is an option called import. When I say import, it will ask you the options whether it is a Java project. Okay, now if it is a Java project means in the general you have an option called exist project into workspace, normal core Java projects. If it is a Maven project, now you should start it as a Maven here. You will get this option existing. If it is a Gradle project, you need to choose as a Gradle. Okay, now let me make it as a Maven here, existing Maven project. Choose the next option, and there is a root directory here. Click on browse, and here wherever you have a project, this is the project. Choose and select the folder. These many number of steps you need to follow if you are using IntelliJ at the starting of the classes. This is the, it will take lot of time creating the project, downloading, importing, so many steps are involved. If you are using IntelliJ IDE for Ultimate Edition, how I done creation, same pattern you can do that as well. Let me verify in IntelliJ also how to import. I should have a software. Let me check. Yesterday I faced an issue. Let me see guys. IntelliJ IDE is set up. Let me choose this one. No, I think I'm choosing a wrong version. Best match, yeah, apps, yes. Community edition, are able to see? Let me open. Okay, let me close this one. Uh, Now, here, if you see here, this is the IntelliJ tool, guys. For the first time, you can able to see one open. Open the project here. Now, there is an option called open here. Everyone able to see? Open. Here, little bit different way you need to open the project here. Have a look here. Go to F drive, 41 fast track, workspace, IntelliJ project. This is a project. Select the folder. Okay, it will ask you found two projects. IntelliJ open as Eclipse project or Maven projects. Choose the Maven and click OK. And you want to replace this window, a new window is required. This window is required. Choose it here. And it will ask you the trust the project, make it yes. Now your project is imported here. See here, it will be in the blue color, guys. It will be sometimes what will happen, your project imported as a normal project. So in that case, what you can do, I don't want to install. Okay. Here, pom.xml, there is an option called convert into a Maven project. I think it's already a Maven project. That's fine here. Now see, this is the way you have an application. Now this is application.java you have here, guys. This is our, okay. When you first time if you do, it will ask you JDK is not defined here. First time setup, choose setup SDK. And see, it will ask you the versions here. I'm choosing JDK 17 here only. Okay, it's missing somewhere. Let me choose open JDK. Yeah, see here detected JDKs. Choose this one. Okay. Why you need all the things as of now? Okay, now let me close here. Let me open one more time. See, still misconfigured your JDK here. It is giving. This is the problem for the first time, guys. For second time onwards, one time setup is ready na, it will be easy for you everything to you guys. Okay, this is the for the first step, who are doing setup in IntelliJ, you guys need to follow this pattern. If you are using STS, this is the pattern, guys. Now you can decide which is the best for you to do the development for you guys. Okay, this is the first step. In the real time we will be use about that is kind of a Java versions names here. Those are all JDK versions. Okay, we are using JDK 17 here. Okay, uh, now let me go ahead with now what would the next step is your project is created. Now here application.java as of now ignore. Here I am creating simple Java class here. Create a class. Okay, I am creating normal class as a car, or we can take as a car. Just I'm creating one normal Java class as a car here. Okay, inside this a car, maybe I will write a small method here. Have a look here. To understand about XML configurations, I am showing this example to you guys for the first time. Okay, now here I have a constructor. Let me create a default constructor. Now I am creating a constructor here. Okay, now system.out.println. Now here you can see as a car default constructor here. Okay, here I am writing a method public void drive. I have one method system.out.println. Your car is running. Simple Java class here. Usually to call this method, what you will do, you will create a car c equal to new car you will do. But I want to give creation of this object to Spring Framework IOC container here. To do that activity in traditional style, before Spring Boot, first we have an option called XML configuration I should make. If you see, go for click on file. Okay, here I am choosing beans.xml. Any name you can create, whichever car you have, object this particular car configurations, I should make it in XML here. In Spring Framework, I'm explaining, guys. Later we'll convert into annotations also. This is for your learning purpose. I'm explaining how it will be look like. A sample configuration file I'm making here, guys, to get an idea. Okay, now we have, this is called, when you start the application, this is called beans. We need to define as a Spring Framework, we can call as a bean here. Whatever car we can call as a Spring Bean. Okay, to create a object of the car, we need to specify the uh, where this car is available inside this XML configuration. Now that means here I need to define as a define, okay, define the car bin. See the complexity, guys. Try to understand here. Real time we will never do this way. This is the old style. I want to demonstrate you old style as well, guys. So how to create a bean object means we have a called bean tag id equals to car. Then here where for which class you want to create. Now where is your class is available under com dot under Java Express dot car. This is called object creation. This is called object creation. Now if you have a n number of classes, all the classes you need to write the bean classes in XML approach here. Okay. Now at the starting of the applications IOC, we have a types. We have one for the application context. Here I'm creating one test class. See here, I'm creating a test class here, test method, or we can say main test. Now have a look. How to invoke to the Spring framework here through IOC container. I'm explaining. We have a two types of IOC containers we have called one for the application context here. This is a very important advanced IOC container. This is a interface. For this interface, we have a implementation classes. We have IOC container types. We have see this is a interface here. If you choose a open implementation, now see lot of IOC containers we have here. If you see XML servlet, reactive web server application context, and if you go annotation config application context, see class path XML application context. These are all called IOC container types here. By default, your IOC container will create a singleton object for you for your Java classes. Now I want to use this is the class right now here. Why? Because this is called our class path. Inside this class path we have an XML file. To load this file I need this class here. Okay. Now see the complexity here, guys. Now I need to take the context equals to new class path XML application context here. This is called, this is a interface, this is a implementation class. Here you should specify your XML file here, beans.xml file. Now import the statement where it is available. Why it is not able to import? Yes, it is available under Spring framework here. Context application context. Now IOC container is initialized now. This is your IOC container here. IOC container here. Now this container is responsible to create the objects of the car. Now to create an object, you given a input file called XML here. Now how to get the object means just you need to use the context. Here we need to use call method get bean object here. Now what is the bean object you want to specify inside your XML? This is the variable car. Now copy and main test, you need to specify the car here. Now you need to assign to the typecasting here. You need to typecast the object. How to typecast the object means car, car equals to car. You can think, sir, I can do just directly new keyword. Why I need to follow these many number of steps? But when you start into the real time, it will had lot of things. It will be involved. Now car dot drive here. See now what are the method car dot drive. Now this is especially for IOC container class path initialization here. Now see here in Spring Boot again you no need to do these many things. It will be taken care by itself only, guys. See here first car default constructor, then your car is running here. This is simple Spring framework example using XML here, using XML here. The same thing I can do with the help of annotation support also here. By using annotation support also I can perform here. To do setup through annotation approach, what are the steps need to follow? This is IOC container creation and initialization here. Initialization. If you call n number of times, suppose you can print the hash code of the car here, guys. Just see here. Now right click Java application here. Now see, you will get some hash code. Okay. Again, if you create another one, see guys, copy. Now by default, it will maintain a singleton object, guys. Now see here, system.out.println car. Whenever you are retrieving a object here, IOC container will create a single object instance for your IOC. How many times you retrieve, it will not recreate any new object every time. Throughout our Java class, throughout the project, whenever you want the car object, you can get it as well. So in our Java style, whenever you want, you are creating with new keyword. Either you need to pass whenever you want, you are creating new. There is no new keyword concept for creating the bean objects here. This is IOC container initialization and calling this method. Now the same example I want to show through annotation based approach. No more XML file is not required here. Now have a look here. Now what I will do, I'm creating another project through annotation support, Spring Starter project. No one go for XML nowadays here, guys. Everything go for annotation based. Slowly I'm explaining everything to you. See, annotation here, same configurations, there is no change. Okay, next and finish. Just I created a new project again. Now see here, the same example. Okay, let me copy here. Let me copy car object to here. Okay, we have a car.java. So in this way, we have a n number of objects we have. Imagine inside this project 10 objects means how many beans I need to create here, guys? Tell me. If we have a 10 objects means how many beans I should create? 10 objects, correct or not? 10 beans I should maintain, correct? Right. So instead of create, if you have a 20 classes, then I should go for 20 times. Instead of going this approach, if you go for annotation, one time configuration here. Now have a look here. When you want to create here, you may have a another class also we have, maybe like a engine. One class we have. Now here also, let me create a another constructor, system.out.println. Here engine default constructor. Here I have a two classes. Now no XML in this part as of now. To load this information, I am creating a configuration class. Suppose app config. I'm creating any name. Here I should specify annotation at the rate configuration here. One annotation, you need to specify the path of your package. Then whichever objects are available, all the objects are initialized by your IOC container here using one annotation here at the rate component scanning here. Here you should specify your base packages here. Now what is the base package? Where is your all classes are available? Under com.java express here. Now this is the configuration class alternative to your XML file. Alternative to XML file. Only this is sufficient. In the middle, we can write n number of things. That's okay. But I want to demonstrate the object creation here. How to create your class now. Okay, main test. See here. Now let me create a main test here also. Now see main test here. How to configure? Previously you created using class path XML application context. But right now I'm going for the annotation based approach here. When you are going for annotation based approach, annotation related IOC container I should initialize here. Now see here. Let me go to the main test. This is the default file will be there application.java. Just you can ignore that one. Now see here. Now main method, let me create one IOC container, application context here. Here I'm choosing a context object equals to new annotation. See guys, annotation config application context here. Annotation config application context. Here you should specify your configuration class. What is the class? App config dot class here. Now it will be load inside this config class, whichever package you mention, all the things will be initialized here. Now from IOC container, I need one object that is called singleton object. Always you will get one object here. I need which bean object you need, get bean object here. You can specify here. Suppose you need a car dot class. Just you need to specify car dot class here. That's directly you can specify as well. Now you will get your car object here. Now and you can car dot drive method. Suppose you need a object of get bean, of which bean you need, engine. Okay, engine dot class. So you will get a engine object as well. See here, using right click, run as Java application here. No such bean definition exception car Java Express dot car is not available here. Why? Because whenever it needs to specify to get a bean object, we need to add annotation support. Annotation, one of the annotation available called at the rate component. At the rate component. When you specify IOC container, with the help of component scanning, it will scan all your classes. Wherever you specified this annotation, object will be created for you. Now at the rate component I specified. Now for the engine also I should specify at the rate component. Now object creation taken care by your IOC. Now you no need to create the object. Now already created objects, I am fetching the data here. See here, run as Java application. See here, car default constructor, engine default constructor here. So suppose let me comment it here. Okay, now just run the application. Now, if you want to utilize the methods, you can get the object you can use. Now, even if you don't specify this information at the time of IOC container initialization, it will scan your classes and it will create the objects, and those objects will be printed automatically to you. Now, see here, right click Java application here. Just a initialized IOC container. Inside a IOC, it will be created two objects of type car and of type engine. Both objects are available. If you want to utilize anywhere by using getBean, you can get the object and you can call that specific method based on our requirement here. This is the how you can initialize IOC container here. Okay, now, yeah, ignore about the warnings right now. It's a why it is not used anywhere it is showing. That's okay. These things. Now, concept is clear. IOC container, how it is creating initialization. Yes, no. At least IOC container initialization, guys. If you are clear this small basic step, then I will go for dependency injection right now, guys. Same concept. I will take a interface.
Clear, it's clear.
Right now here why we need a casting means direct class object you will get Jahir, so that's why this a car I am using. Previously typecasting in Java, right? Why we need a typecasting? It will get a object as a return type, then you want to typecast, you need to typecast with your proper class, so that's why direct I specified car dot class, so you will get a car object directly here. Step got it, but why we do this? Means I didn't get your question. I didn't get your question, Nilesh. Okay, so this is the how you can do this setup. Now, based on this context, I want to implement one of the dependency injection, like constructor injection. I want to do that activity right now here, guys. Okay, same pattern I will be follow now. What I will do, uh, let me create another project. I don't want to disturb these projects anymore. I want to create a new project here. Very simple lines I am writing, guys. There's no complex examples here. Okay, now here what I am doing this, here CI, just I'm making as a dependency injection DA. Okay, hyphen CI. Let me take a new project 01. Okay, and default options, next, finish. For one class, one object, only one instance you will get. That is the meaning. Now, here what I will do, I am creating a, suppose I will create a package, maybe a dot service is a package I am creating. Inside this package, what I will do, create a class here. Now here, what I will do here means, we can create a, you can talk to me guys if you want to anything, guys, not in the chat window, please. Now here if you see, there is a payment processor here. I'm using one interface I am creating as a payment processor. Okay, it should be interface. Everyone knows a core Java, right? Now based on this knowledge I am explaining this one, guys. Payment processor, this is one interface. For this interface I have a method. Okay, void pay method. Now double amount, I created one method called double amount here. This is one method we have, payment processor. Okay, now I need a implementation class. Okay, how to create a implementation class? Everyone knows, like credit card payment. I'm creating one class called credit card payment. Now to get a implementation, we should use a implements payment processor. Now that logic I should be make it to here like this. Now here I can apply an annotation at the rate component annotation. I no need to go for any XML approach or anything here. Now here we can write a statement system.out.println. So like paid some amount. Okay. What is the amount we have? Here we can say using credit card, using credit card here. Now just I written one method. This is simple a interface and implementation class. Okay, now we are creating a service class here. Right click, create a class to payment service. Whenever who want to create a object of your payment processor, it will be inject automatically for you. Now here also at the rate component, just I'm explaining here. Okay, now here I'm writing a method public void make payment. For outside people, they will they want to utilize this method. Just I want to use. You created a interface, right? Usually how you will create, this is the way, guys. Private, usually payment processor equals to new credit card payment. This is called tight coupling. This is called tight coupling. We are creating using new keyword. By using this processor to make a loosely coupled, I can pay the amount. What are the amount we have? I can pay the amount here. Now this is called tight coupling here. So when you are using dependency injection, it will be do automatically by using constructor injection, and as well as by using setter injection and field injection here. We should not use new credit card payment. Why? Because later on time you may have other payments also, UPI payment, credit card payment, anything payment categories we have. So this is we should not use anymore here. So to create a, okay, constructor injection, you need to create a constructor. How to create a constructor? Source constructor using the fields choose and generate here. Here to inject at the time of application initialization, you will inside a IOC container, you have a objects like a credit card payment object, payment service object, processor, all IOC objects created to you to initialize. This is a interface. At a runtime, if you specify an annotation at the rate auto wired, constructor injection will be happen automatically for you here. This is called payment processor here. Okay. Now see here. Now you will get to know the object. This should be not be null anymore here, guys. Have a look here. How to call this method, I will explain you here to you guys. Okay, it may have a default constructor, we may have a parameterized constructor also. Hold on with your questions, let me show you this one to you guys. Now now at the what is constructor injection? At the time of creating of payment service, the dependency is payment processor. First it needs to create payment processor object. Which is the implementation of payment processor? Your credit card payment here. First it needs to initialize your credit card payment as well. Now you can write as a credit card payment constructor. I can make it for you system detail, like you can say credit card payment default constructor here. Default constructor here. Just to have a look here. At the time of class creation, all these objects will be initialized by your IOC container here. Now here interface has implementation class, and we have a processor. Now this is a pay method we have. Now to load everything, you need a app config class. How to get app config class? Let me copy here. Already we have, right? Copy, keep it to here, keep it to here. Okay. Now app config here, you should specify your base package. All the sub packages it will be scan com.java express, com.java express dot service dot dao dot model dot entity. You may have n number of packages, right? So to scan all the packages, you need to provide the base package is sufficient. It will scan all the classes for you. Now I need to write a main method here, main test method. Now let me go ahead. Already main test is available here. Keep it to here. Now here app config. Now here you can do whatever object you want. Now I can call that method. Now which object I need? Usually context dot get bean of which class I need a payment service. Payment service dot class here. This is the one is required. Now from here you will get which object? Payment service. Now have a look here. Payment service dot make a payment. Suppose 500 rupees I want to do. Now have a look here. Now this is called how to use your service. Now this is IOC container initialization. Now this is you are getting from Spring context, you are getting the object and you are using that particular logic. Now right click Java application here. Now see, credit card payment default constructor is created and paid using credit card. That means at the time of class creation, objects also created by your IOC container, and this is basically whatever your this is called constructor injection here. This is called constructor injection. Alternatively, this is one approach. Just comment it here. Another approach, okay, we can use for the setter injection as well. How you can make setter injection means click, go to the getter and
using
setter.
data set.
Exactly. Select and generate here and make your auto-word annotation on top of your setter method here, guys. On top of your setter method. This is called setter injection method here. Now have a look here. I'm doing the same thing. I'm system.out.println here. Set processor method is available. Sorry, system.out.println. Whenever you don't know anything, now try to add your SOP statements as much as you can, guys, in every method. How objects, which objects are initializing everything. Now go there, right click, run as Java application here. When you specify auto wired annotation, see set processor method is called. This is called setter injection. In real time, very rarely we will use these two things. You can say this is also not required at all. Very less testable. Directly you can apply. Okay. Directly. Okay. Why this happen? App configure. Okay. This is not required. Okay. Now directly you can apply here at the rate auto. This is called field injection here, guys. Internally it is using a reflection concept. Field injection. This is the one. No need to specify anything here. Just on the interface layer, if you specify, injection will be happen automatically. No constructor, no setter here. Now have a look here. Oh, payment service is not running. Why? I commented anything. Oh, acha. Instead of another one, just I commented to this one, guys. Let me comment it here. Okay. Now go to your main test, right click, run as Java application here. See, pay using the credit card. All three injections here. But there is a problem with constructor. Imagine you have a class, you have a B class. A is initializing the B is initializing the A. There is a circular dependency will be happen when you have more number of classes, when you are following constructor injection, when you have a mandatory dependencies, this problem will be happen. To avoid that, people used to go for setter or field injection here. So even if you go for constructor or setter in this use case, more number of lines of code I should write it, any approach here. But always I will go for field injection throughout my project at all, guys. So this is the one field injection here. Using this I can initialize my classes and everything here, guys. This is the concept of your AOC container and dependency injection. Have a look here. When to go for setter and constructor? Usually when you have a normal interview question, whenever you have a mandatory dependencies must be provided, then I can go for constructor. If there is a setter injection is optional, then I can go for setter injection here. When you want to make, there is no payment gateway, you are not yet involved here, then I can go for this particular payment. How you can say optional means, see here. Now imagine, uh, let me comment
Sir,
it this. Yeah.
sir, how to create so because interface cannot be create object, right, sir?
That's why IOC container will initialize this credit card payment implementing which interface? Payment processor. When you initialize a payment processor at the time of IOC, it will verify for this interface which are all implementation classes we have. Now credit card payment it is creating, right? It has the implementation class for payment processor. It will specify the class types. You may have a UPI payment, credit card payment, all the IOC objects it will be created of type payment processor. This is auto wiring by type mechanism.
So that if the instead of payment process, it will create object a credit card payment, then sir.
Exactly. Credit card, it is a interface. Interface, you cannot create objects, right? Through
Yes,
interface,
yes.
you have a references only, right? For this payment processor, what are the interface as of now? Credit card payment. If you have a same thing, then ambiguity problem will come. See here. Before going to that, I want to explain one thing, then I will come to this here, guys. Now, here, if you see payment processor, I'm using a setter method here. Have a look, guys. Okay, I am not giving auto wire here. If you don't provide auto wire, will what will happen? This processor will be a null value, guys. If you don't specify auto wire, IOC container don't know about what is this processor. Now have a look here. I'm running, there is no auto wire anywhere here, just I'm running this application, running Java application. Are able to see null pointer exception because this dot processor is null here. When you have a optional, when this kind of logics, then you can write some kind of a null condition inside here. What I can take, if payment processor, whatever processor is not equals to null, I want to execute a logic, else I want to display like, we can say system.out.println, I can say no payment gateway set. Like that, you can write the logic in setter method, you can perform. Why? Because you have an option here. When you do, if it is a null, I want to go for else condition. But when you say it's mandatory, then you can go for constructor injection as well. This is the logic. Now have a see here. Now no more null pointer. Why? Because I am handling the null condition in my project. Now it will display no payment gateway, set it here. That exception. For your question, if you see here, credit card payment has payment processor. Now what I will do, I am creating a UPI payment. Have a look here. UPI payment I'm creating right now. Okay. Now at the time of IOC container, for payment processor has two references. What are the references? One for UPI payment, one for the credit card payment. But when you execute this logic, what will happen? Here just you are accessing pay amount only. But IOC container, which one to execute? Now have a look here. You tell me. Any thoughts? Someone asked the question. Any thoughts?
No,
See
sir,
here.
because two
See
objects.
here. You got exception. No qualifying bean of type payment processor available. Expected single matching, but I found two. Are you able to see now? Is it clearly
Yes.
creating? What are the variable names? See guys, the variable names are just observed here clearly. UPI payment, credit card payment. It references to. By type, it is specifying. But now if you want to specify, we have an annotation called at the rate qualifier. Which class you want to execute, you can specify here. I need a UPI payment, then I can go for credit card payment. Now you can specify the names here. Then it will execute credit card. In another class, some another developer need a UPI, then he will mention the qualifier there itself. Now see here. Now let me run this application one more time. Java application. These are all IOC container dependency injection are basic to start our Spring Boot here, guys. See, UPI payment default constructor is invoked. Why? How come? Let me go for UPI payment. Implements payment processor. When I call this, why it is executed this one? Why this app config is coming every time? I don't know. Somewhere copy paste it is happening. Hmm. No payment gateway. Set processor. Anything. This is also not required to me. Hmm. Go to the main test payment service. Let me have it right. Oh, it's done. Okay, both objects are loaded, but you're done using credit card. These are default constructors, both are. Both objects will be initialized, but you paid using credit card. Now you need a UPA payment. Now what you can do? Okay, now copy and go to your service. Now here you can specify your UPI payment. We'll see. It object is created by already you shown just now, right? We'll see this. Right click, run as Java application here. It should be follow camel case letters. Now see, using credit card only, still. Okay, here I should mention using UPI credit card. The logic I need to change here, right? Right click, run as Java application here. Are able to see now? Paid using 500 using UPA. When you have one interface has one more than one implementation class, you should use a concept called auto wiring with qualifier annotation. If you have one interface, one class, then it's completely optional here. This is the difference between setter injection, constructor injection, and field injection here. So injection time, at the time of object creation, constructor will be invoked. After object creation, setter method will be invoked. Null safety, safer dependencies are guaranteed here. Why? Because in setter method there is a chance of null. If you don't handle the null condition, what happen? You will get a null pointer exception here. Sure. Okay, you are inserting manually UPI and credit card. Can we pass a variable according to that? Yeah, that also we can do that, but right now this is sufficient, Nilesh, for us. Okay, but in real time, whichever they want, they need to pass it there. Why? Because a lot of people they will use it different places they will be used, right? So that's why. Code simplicity, more boilerplate code in the constructor. Okay, cleaner constructor, but more number of setter methods are also available. Use case, when you have a mandatory dependencies, required dependencies, you can pass it here. Optional or changeable dependencies here. Okay, this is about your setter injection, constructor injection. Compared to these two, field injection is the best option at the time of project creation as well. It will be safe, and we can use both also, no worries. But it is a quicker setup. No need to write these many number of lines of code inside the project here, guys. So that is all about your IOC container and dependency injection concept. Now the same concepts now again we will be explain as part of our Spring Boot also when we get the real requirement when you start about dependency on the classes. And tomorrow we are going to start about the Spring Boot here. What is Spring Boot? Why Spring Boot came to the picture? How it is easy for us to start our application development and everything. We can explain in tomorrow session about the Spring Boot here, guys. Okay, so that's all for today's session. I know it take long time but due to this concept. So we'll catch up tomorrow. Same meeting details for tomorrow as well. And tomorrow is the last day for demo sessions who are not yet enrolled, guys. Okay, chalo then. Thank you, and we'll catch up tomorrow. Bye bye. Video will be available, guys. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sir,